As some of you know, I love Stardew Valley, but I've played it so much that I wanted a little bit of a challenge to make things spicy. That's when I found Call Me Kevin's video and decided that I too wanted to be a hermit. I spent the entire first year of Stardew Valley strictly on my farm, and I could not step foot into any other part of the map even once. This meant no mines, fishing pole, friends, or even seeds from either store. If I'm being honest, I had quite a difficult time trying to figure out which farm type I should use. I thought about the forest farm so I could get some forage, or the hilltop farm since it has a quarry. I ended up choosing neither, and I actually went with the Four Corners farm since there's a small quarry in the bottom right part of the farm, and the top left section produces fibers that strictly drop mixed seeds, which is going to be crucial for this challenge because I can't go to town to get seeds. I woke up spring 1 and immediately forgot the controls. In my defense, I have been playing a ton of Fields of Mystria. I grabbed my parsnip seeds and zoomed out as far as I could because holy cow, the game was like right in my face. I also checked my luck as if it mattered. I started off clearing some fiber, chopping some trees, planting my parsnip seeds, and drowning them in water. I also saw this dig spot. It looks different because of a visual mod I have on, but I got a children's sketchbook out of it. That's when I realized that I had forgotten to take out my gameplay changing mods. However, I was curious what this did, so I read it and oh, I'm sure that won't affect the gameplay too much. I decided to ignore that and check the quarry, then cleared all the fiber from my farm. All of it. I ran back home and ended my first day on Can't Leave the Farm. Day 2, Clint was waiting for me outside my door for God knows how long, and this is when I realized I also had a portrait mod on. If you're curious about any of the mods I'm using in this video, I will be sure to link them below in the description. However, I am going to be taking some of these out after this playthrough. I was so upset when I got the letter from Willie about the fishing rod, so I went and watered my crops with my tears. I spent the rest of the day clearing my farm and checked the quarry. That night, I leveled up in both foraging and mining, so that was pretty nice. Day 3, I planted all of the mixed seeds I had found and spent the rest of the day clearing more of my farm. That night, I actually leveled up my foraging again. The next few days I spent watering my crops, clearing my farm, and checking the quarry. Day 5, I started a small tree farm for when I can eventually make tappers, and that night I leveled up in farming. I spent the next few days clearing my farm and collecting chicken statues, so here are some highlights for those days. Day 8, I went to sleep and hit level 3 foraging. Day 9, I went to sleep and hit level 2 mining. Day 12, I got my first book. And the next day, I expanded my tree farm so I could have all 3 kinds tapped. I then went to bed that night and hit level 4 foraging, and we finally unlocked tappers. Day 14, I woke up, watered my plant, then went back to sleep. Yep. Day 17, I realized I forgot about salmon berries. Day 19 was a glorious day. I walked outside and was greeted with an adorable white cat. And Marnie. I of course had to name him Hermit. And then I slept till the 1st of summer. Summer started off with my normal clearing the farm, and I finally had enough copper to make myself a furnace. I had no idea what else to do and realized how many pine cones I had accumulated, so I decided to make a huge tree farm. The next few days I spent checking my quarry, checking for mixed seeds, and watering my crops. This is essentially what I did for the next few days until day 7. I woke up to green rain. I also learned that on green rain days you cannot learn the new Queen of Sauce recipe. I of course took advantage of this day and collected as much moss and fiber as I possibly could. Day 8, I harvested my first summer crop and made a new chest dedicated to crops. I also got my second book. We're just not gonna count that children's sketchbook because that mod is going to be taken out. Then proceeded to chop down and replace all the trees in my tree farm. Day 10, I had finally gathered enough copper to make my first tapper. I eagerly put it on my maple tree. Day 11, I had finally hit level 5 foraging, and I decided to go with Forester since I don't really have access to many forageables, besides salmonberries and blackberries of course. Day 14, I found another dig spot, and oh, yeah, no, this mod's out. I decided to make this chest for all the items that I got from dig spots that were definitely not fair to have. The night of the 16th, I went to sleep and hit level 3 mining. Day 18, I was getting bored of the same routine, so I decided to spice things up by planting one of the seeds I had gotten from the green rain. Day 23, I went to bed and hit level 3 farming. Now this I'm excited for. I'm hoping that the bee houses will hopefully help us make some money whenever we unlock iron, of course. Before we move on to the next season, here is a look at everything I have collected so far. Fall 1, of course, consisted of me planting a majority of the seeds I had accumulated over summer, and for once, running out of water in my watering can while watering crops. Also, don't worry, I have been petting Hermit every day, and oh my goodness, I love when he sploots like this. Then it was back to chopping down trees, replacing them, checking the quarry, checking for mixed seeds, watering Hermit, and my crops, as well as checking tappers. Once again, this was all I was really doing, so let's just look at the highlights again for this season. I also finally realized that I needed to let the fibers grow over here in order for the mixed seed fibers to spawn. Day 9, I went to sleep and hit level 4 farming, which unlocks preserve jars. I am excited about this, but I'm also not too focused on trying to make money right now because I can't even leave the farm. Day 12, I went to sleep and hit level 6 foraging. Day 19, I went to sleep and had finally hit level 5 farming. I decided to go with tiller because I don't really have animals right now. Unfortunately, because I was in such a routine, that is all I managed to do for fall, but I did get a crap ton of crops. Since crops can't grow in winter, well, a majority of crops, and trees don't go, I was kind of left with nothing to do. I decided to check the quarry every few days, but besides that, I really just had to wait till I could find some powdermelon seeds. Despite not having much to do, day 3 was an amazing day. Hermit finally decided that he loves me. And he gave me a fish, which I was not expecting. I also found powdermelon seeds, I'm pretty sure this day, but for some reason I can't find it in the recording anymore. However, after I had harvested my powdermelons, I really just walked outside every few days to check the rocks in the quarry. Besides that, I was just waking up and immediately going back to sleep. Then it was finally the 28th of winter. I decided to take a screenshot of my farm to show off at the end of this video, but I also wanted to show where I got to and everything. I managed to get level 6 farming, level 3 mining, level 6 foraging, somehow level 1 fishing, and level 0 combat, obviously. I actually didn't notice that I hit level 1 fishing till right now as I'm editing this video, but okay. Anyways, I didn't manage to talk to any of the villagers obviously, but I did meet a handful due to them showing up at my door unannounced. I have one pet and he loves me. I also got a total of 2 books. The shipping and artifact pages have a couple of entries, but you know, there's obviously not much. Anyways, that is gonna do it for me. Sorry she wanted to join for the outro. If you guys enjoyed it, go ahead and give it a like so I know. Also let me know if you want me to do a part 2. I'm thinking of like maybe year 2 I can unlock like the mountain area or just a different part of the map. I think it would be fun. But go ahead and subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this, and hit the bell icon so you get notified when I post. And with that, peace out!